I think most people on Alvernia's campus, and certainly many people in the city of Reading and in Berks County, are well aware of the significant transformation that's taken place at Alvernia over the last 14 years during Tom's presidency. I suspect, though, that few people in the area realize the prominent role that Tom has played on the national stage of higher education. Over the last 30 years, since I've known Tom, I've been aware of his significant work as a thought leader in various issues in higher education. Tom has served on the boards of virtually all of the major associations in higher education in the nation, particularly those related to private higher education, including the Council of Independent Colleges, the American Association of Colleges and Universities, the National Association of Independent Colleges and Universities, the American Council on Education, the Association of Catholic Colleges and Universities, and of course the Association of Franciscan Colleges and Universities. So in each of these cases, he's played a leadership role in those organizations. Now, I know other presidents who have served on one or two of those boards, but I know no other president who has served on that many of those boards in such a significant way.
Tom is just one of the most effective presidents, chairs of committees, and great good colleague that I've known in the 25 years that I've been in higher education.
He has general magnanimity. He's just a wonderful human being and has the ability to make other people feel like they are too when they're around him.
If you want to spend some time with Tom at one of the 2 or 3 times a year when we're all together, you got to line up. There's so many people that want to spend time with him. He's fun, he's engaging, he's inclusive.
He is always a effective voice for the right values in independent and Catholic higher education.
He helped steer us through a series of very, very serious proposals coming from, in particular, the Department of Education and around the issue of accreditation. And while Alvernia might have a particular need in all of this, in this role, he knew that he was speaking for all private colleges.
I could always count on Tom to bring the essential message to the fore so the board could sharpen the response that they would like us to have for a national audience.
Tom's gift to the whole academy, and in particular to other independent colleges, has been his passion for governance and for helping new presidents in particular demystify what good governance looks like.
Last January, Tom and I were able to co-facilitate a program for board chairs and presidents of private institutions, just focusing on building effective boards. And Tom was a terrific teaching colleague for that, and I think made a lot of difference to the people in the program who were there to learn how to make a better board.
The one line he said that I have never forgotten is that you get the board you deserve. And it is the most true thing ever. So as much time as you put into your board, as much effort as you put into understanding good governance, really determines the return that you get from your board of trustees.
One of the issues, and it remains an issue for all colleges in America, is the notion of free speech. What is that? How do you protect that? How does it relate to academic integrity, etc.? Tom was given the charge of chairing a group of 5 presidents to come up with kind of a think piece, helping presidents of Catholic institutions in particular sort of outline what are the issues in terms of free speech on our campus. How do we define them? How do we protect that principle? How do we protect our people, who may be espousing that principle? And Tom led us through that process in over a year. And it's probably one of the finest jobs I've ever experienced of someone chairing a think tank program of work and getting it to a really substantive conclusion that was eventually adopted by the board and the entire membership of the ACCU.
When I started, we were very concerned about interdisciplinary studies versus single discipline studies. Now no one talks about that. What people talk about now is the liberal arts on the one hand and professional fields on the other. And Tom was quite instrumental in helping us think through what CIC's stance ought to be on that issue and to help us help colleges and universities develop programs that were better for their students in both the liberal arts side of the equation and the professional side of the equation.
As Tom and I worked together, both when I was a vice president at AAC&U and then as I became its president, a continuing thread in that work was the kind of question we were exploring when we first started working together. How do you bring study of diversity and diverse perspectives meaningfully into the educational experience? How do you help students develop a sense of their own self and responsibility in relation to people, communities, experiences that are not part of their lived experience? How do we open the world to our students, and how do we help them take responsibility as democratic citizens for the future of that world?
President Flynn's ability and insight and authentic commitment to make the world better resonates in just the way he carries himself.
There are people who are really good about process and not about substance. There are people who are good about substance and unmindful of process. He's such a successful college administrator because he's strong at both.
Tom has so much energy that I'm just glad that he's an HEB Senior Fellow and he can use his powers for good and continue to strengthen governance in higher education.